was sent to meet, with the labor. And when Oshiomhole got to the labor meeting, and he told them, I brought a message here to all of you from Ashiwaju. The drama followed, just for optics.
Thank you so much. Incidentally, Mr. President, I mentioned to you that the candidate of the APC, Senator Bola Tinubu, was meant to be here. But I also show you a program that had been prepared long ago in which he was supposed to be at Ibadan, or your state, today. And I ask you to please appreciate that he asked me to deliver his message even before. All right. Hello. Let me assure you, if you do not want his message, I will speak my own. Then I will speak to you as former president of Nigeria Labour Congress.
That's how bad it has become. The public is reacting to them now. And if things continue like this, they are going to have to take some drastic measures. They have to react in a way that will further expose them. And that's what I want to see. I told you that when these guys, if you want to see these guys pay for all they have done, starting with their disgrace out of power, you get that now. It will have to start from within themselves. And then before you know it, they will begin to tell us all the atrocities that they have really committed and covered up. Over time, they'll begin to mention names. That will be the moment of truth. The one that whatever they say then can never be taken back. Not in this day and time anymore. So that pressure, to me, that they are pressurizing themselves from within or sabotaging themselves from within, that they are now so scared that could make them even like lose the entire Nigeria, work well for me. Work well for people who want justice out of the hand of these rogues. They've done a terrible job. They are those who divided Nigerians the more. And they are not ashamed of it. They leverage on propaganda, lies, religion, division here and there. And they've done it for some time. But now, they would have to turn on themselves. And that's exactly what they are doing right now. Turning on themselves. Don't celebrate or anything, go. Until we begin to see the courts and all of that. Don't celebrate anything. They will bring not just themselves down, they will bring Nigeria down. And I think that is why the obedient are also desperate to further crush and press them. As they say, we'll press their neck, we'll press them, we'll crush them. Because if we don't, we are done for. And I agree with them. Either way, all of them work for me. You know why? These bigots, these rogues, if you squeeze them and get them more frustrated and the number is not adding up and they are facing the sabotage that they are facing within themselves, right? Then they will make further and further mistakes, okay? In making further and further mistakes, they expose their vulnerability. Now, by so doing, trust me, the last is going for them to activate their violence cells. They've got violent cells across Nigeria. The next would be to activate them. And if you are potent and then strong enough as a people that could push them to this stage, if you are strong enough, you're actually going to have to like crush them once and for all. Because you know what they said? If after all of this, Tinubu managed to become your next president. Ha! So, I don't want to scare you, but I beg, you go look at Buhari and you say, wow, Buhari, please forgive me for everything I did or said about you. You will see Kolu and the true meaning of Kolu. That's what they say. However, like I said, the joke is always on them. Let me tell you one story of this guy. This guy is called, It's called Adudu. He's a senator that has been representing Abuja, I think since 1999. Can you believe that? This guy has been in that same Abuja, representing them in the Senate for 23 years. But the guy is only known as more or less like somebody they can say is the owner of Abuja. This is him going to one of the communities in Abuja, the federal capital of Nigeria, after 23 years of democracy. No road, no motorable road gets there, nothing. And guess what? As they say all the time, you see all the Olori Brukus, these mad people that you call your politicians and then your leaders and the rest of them. I mean, they are so heartless. They are so cold-hearted. Like, they are so mean that there is no way your village, how far your village reach. It doesn't matter how far your village is or how many people live there. Ballot paper and ballot box go reach your village. But road don't go reach your village. Electricity will not reach there. Medical facilities will never get to you because your village is too remote. It's too far away. It's going to cost them so much money to build you a motorable road. Have you noticed that? 90% of Nigeria rural areas are unbelievably underdeveloped. Unbelievably. When I say unbelievable, I'm talking about there are like so many of them living in probably 17th century. There are communities within Abuja. Abuja Federal Capital Territory, they have never seen electricity in their life. Ever. Google them. They are there. So I just have problem with all the names. This particular community, some of you may know the community. And this guy, who is going to defeat him in Abuja? Here's the rogue going to meet one of the constituents that he's been milking for 23 years. He just can't afford not to go and see them.
So you control it. So you control it. No bridge, no nothing. Did you see some other people who probably live in this community crossing on foot at the far end of that video clip? Probably those they are mobilizing to join them in the campaign there. What is he going to tell them after 23 years? He's a PDP guy. 23 years of being a senator, representing those places, getting paid 30 million naira every month. That's somebody who is taking home almost 400 million naira a year. 400 million naira a year for 23 years. Do the math. Somebody said, look at his stomach. Well, you can just do the math. There is no how far, no matter how far your village or your community is, they will bring ballot paper there. They will bring posters there. They will come there and talk to you. But development will never get there because it's too far. Unfortunate people. However, the obedience were in Abuja, that same Abuja, today. And let's start from what I pick up on the streets when they said that Obi himself stopped that Maraba demand that has now become, they never saw him coming, no. None of you saw him coming. And it seems to be it's not seems, it's
poll that is the most popular presidential candidate right now. That one is a fact, and you can tell why. And you can also tell why APC, rather than allow this to happen, Nigeria would rather burn. But we'll see. This is Maraba Market in Abuja, where Obi was cited. And then it just became as usual. I told you, is the Akama, and from what they are saying, is pushing the establishment, should I say, their movement is pushing the establishment beyond what some of you can actually comprehend, right? Now, at that same Maraba Market, right, finally when they stopped, as it was stored, this is what he had to share with them.
A new Nigeria is that year I have said to Nigerians that I'm happy you're taking it. Hold us responsible because we will secure and unite Nigeria. We want to end suffering in Nigeria. That's why we want to remove Nigeria from consumption to people are suffering and people are stealing public money. We want to stop stealing of public money. Any snake, anybody who has stolen public money, we will make it public. We want to end stealing. We are showing you of our commitment. To make this work here, to ensure that our children will go to school, will build hospitals, will make everywhere in Nigeria. We're not going to change it overnight. We believe you. To show you our commitment to make it to start working. support small businesses in Nigeria, and we will do it. Just trust us. We believe you. Since Nigeria was created, for Labour.
LP.
Stay there until they can be voted. When we win, we will see a revolution. We believe you. Since 1962, Nigeria got independence in 1962. Since 1962. All those who have been ruling Nigeria are those born, your party chairman, vice president, all of them are people born before independence. This is the first time, if you look at APC, chairman, presidential candidate, and vice, if you divide the average age, it's 70-something years. Chairman, presidential candidate, vice presidential candidate, if you divide their age, it's 70. If you don't Labour, chairman, presidential candidate, vice candidate, if you divide their age, we are 55. Younger. This is the first time chairman of a party, presidential candidate, vice presidential candidate are people born after independence. We want to take charge because we want to build a new Nigeria. People are suffering, people are hungry, and people are not caring. This election will not be based on religion. It will not be based on my time. It is your time to take back your country.
Was Abuja. And if you have to compare that to what they are planning for their rally in Abuja tomorrow, I think forget a political talk or what have you, okay? If you are a real politician, as part of the establishment in Nigeria, real one, you will be worried with all of this. Even though you may tell yourself, oh, we have structure, the structure. The problem is that you're going to have a problem using that same criminal structure this time. And the problem of not being able to use that structure, the corrupt structure, is coming from somebody who used this corrupt structure many times before, but denying the man in APC did the same. So that is the internal weakening, or should I say internal shanking, or sabotage, that El Rufai and gang are saying they are working in favor of Obi. It's not even in Atifu's favor. Do you get that? I told you that Tinubu has been walking about. He thought that his greatest obstacle was to get the APC ticket. So he put in everything and he got it. So he started walking about like somebody who is just waiting for his own coronation. Like, I'm just waiting for my inauguration. Oh, I will just go everywhere just for the sake of just going. 10 months after all of this, the numbers are not adding up. Did you not get it? 8 months after, it seems that the numbers are not adding up. And they suspected that Obi wouldn't have even be their worry or anything. Just like they will tell you right now that Peter Obi is not their worry. You are just that's not how politics is done. That is not how things are done. You don't look at that and say, you probably just fit in this person. Seriously, I am not trying to judge you. Sure you get. Or if you are smart, you're not going to ward this off with one hand and say, it's going nowhere. No, that's not exactly how your people are feeling. No, that's not how they are feeling. They wouldn't have worried about him. But do you know what they are more worried? That despite the fact that they should have everything working for them, despite the fact that they knew that the people hate them and they know, but they still believe that if they see money now, they go join. But surprisingly, somebody who is not giving anybody money is pulling his own crowd enough to give them concern when people start talking in areas, communities where they never thought people would ever raise that kind of a conversation around. Obi is working for whatever they are doing to Tinubu within APC is working in favor of Obi, and they don't want that. You need to admit that, even if you think it's nothing. Don't be daft. Come on.
When you're dead, you don't know that you're dead. But it's really difficult for others. It's kind of the same like when you're stupid.
I mean, it is what we are seeing, and I've told you that they are going to push and win. Nobody can predict that anymore. I'm just saying it to some of you who traditionally, conveniently, months ago, would ward them off. It's just a joke, Jerry. Where is he going to? Where? A lot of you are telling yourselves too that could something be surprising that's going to happen? Where they have said it, they said that if a lot of people should come out, then Tinubu, Rufai, and the rest of all their worries will be justified, because you get what I mean? To stop people from coming out, you need violence, you need threats, then you need money. Do you get that? So if you can't get access to all of that a week or 2 weeks before the controversial election, wherever anybody is telling you, they are just lying to you. You know something right now? Your election, if it ever takes place, is now left for APC, because you know Tinubu is no longer comfortable. If he pretends, he is not, and his utterances have shown that he is no longer comfortable. Things are not like they planned anymore. I'm just saying, whatever they are doing to them is working. Listen to this.
Orúkọ mi ni That Usman. Mo wá láti ìlú Ọ̀tà, ọmọ Ọ̀tà ni mí, Ogun State. Mo dẹ̀ ń gbé láàrin Èkó. Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ tí mo ṣe, mo ń ta ọjà tẹ́, mo dẹ̀ tún ń dirun. Ṣùgbọ́n Èkó tá à ń gbé sí i, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó rọrùn fún wa ni. Torí gbogbo nǹkan kò easy láti rán ọmọ ní school ni o. Láti lọ sí hospital fún ara pé bóyá ó rẹ̀ wá, àárẹ̀ kan ló ń ṣe wá, ọjà àgbọn lára kò ṣe rà. Ọmọ mi ló pè mí sí pé Friday nọ́nà máa gbogbo tí mo dẹ̀ ní lánàá ni mo kó fún kó tó fi lọ school lánàá. Gbogbo nǹkan tó yẹ ká rà lówó kéékèèké, ọ̀bọ̀ owó tí mo ní mo kó fún. Ó mọ iṣẹ́ pé tí n bá délé àwọn tí mò ń dájọ́ lọ pé kán yá mi lówó kí n lè fi sanwó school wọn. Àbúrò ẹ̀ tí ó bá tún ràn mí lọ́wọ́ náà ló ṣaláìsí ní yunifásitì ẹni. Ọmọ Gateway Polytechnic ló wà ní Sapaj. Ibẹ̀ ni mo ti lọ sí school kó tó padà ṣaláìsí. Wálé ó wá kún ní dọ́kẹ̀ta. So ìyẹn ló sọ pé kí n má wọ̀rí kó ń ṣiṣẹ́ òde lọ sí school. Ṣùgbọ́n tó dẹ̀ ti pé olórí fọ́ọ̀mù dọ́kẹ̀ta tó dé kọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n wá sí olùrànlọ́wọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Àpọ̀ náà dẹ̀ ni kò ríṣẹ́ ṣe. So àwọn ní gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ láwọn yìí. Èdè iná mo ti kọ́ máa lọ school mọ̀, but tó ní kí ìjà kóhun try. Ìjà kóhun try. Òun ló tún pè mí sí pé owó school wọn, wọ́n ní Friday lè máa end. Àbí ti fẹ́ sáré pé màá tún lọ bá àwọn èèyàn kan jọ, kan ṣàmì kan yà mí lówó tí bá ti ṣiṣẹ́. Àdá padà fún un. Àjọ nítorí ẹ̀ la ṣe ń bẹ ìjọba ilé tó fẹ́ bọ́ sí i, kọ́ lọ́run ràn lọ́wọ́, kó bá tún gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe, kó ṣe é ṣe kó má ṣàṣetì. Kò ṣe dandan pé kó jẹ́ èèyàn kan pé àbá Hausa ni àbí Yorùbá ni pé ó máa ṣe tó yẹ pa máa lè rìn ìlú dání lè rìn tó máa ní amówó ẹrù wa ká mówó owó abalọ́ra nǹkan ní Ìdúmọ̀tà bá ń bọ̀ nílé wọ́n máa fẹ́rù sẹ́yìn lórí alábàárù wọ́n máa gbowó lọ́wọ́ wa ni dání lè rìn. Gbogbo àwọn APC wọn bá mi mo ní mo ti gbọ́ PDP wọn ní kinní kan ní mo ti gbọ́ ṣùgbọ́n mi ò ní dìbò mi fún wọn. Labour Party wọ́n ti ní Peter Obi ni wọ́n máa dìbò fún ọ̀nà ọmọ Ìgbò ni kóun náà tiẹ̀ try mo dẹ̀ mọ́ ẹ́ pọ́lọ́ máa fi ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run kò ní ṣà.
So that's a Yoruba woman who is expressing everyday experience. Sorry, our own everyday experience in what is today's Nigeria. And you heard her story. Millions of people are going through that same thing. They will tell you, Yorubas are always going to always support Yoruba. Don't let anybody lie to you. The situation in Nigeria has become so critical to the point that you are just a fool. That they know you are a fool. If you are flying the flag of I'm Yoruba, I'm Igbo, I'm Hausa, I'm this, and then you are picking side with politicians in this regard. So that's why they said when they did their poll said only 4% of people actually feels like they're going to be choosing who is going to be their president based on a religion or tribe. Again, I am only just pointing out things that are in the possession of your politicians, the roguish APC and PDP in Nigeria. And if they tell you, no, it's nothing, they are just noisemakers, social media, this or that, well, they are not telling you the truth. And because they are not telling you the truth, they're going to come out soon and they're going to be blazing hot and repeating the same thing they told you not to believe. Then they're going to pass the blame on somebody else and say, the reason why that is happening is because somebody was doing that to us. So that is why Peter Obi is this or that. So Nigeria Tibaje. That is it. And it seems that, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they are doing it, right? If they don't postpone this election on the request of all these APC, Egbekegbe governors, then you may have a riot that is going to be funded and ignited by these rogues that will eventually force their hand to change it. All of these are just to tell you things are not adding up anymore. The confidence they had, or the usual confidence. Somebody said Atiku is your next president. Well, good luck to all of you. But the data available is not showing that. And that is why initially they said that they were going to move the northern Nigeria towards Atiku because they want to keep the power in northern Nigeria. Oh, they are deceiving Tinubu so that they can vote for Atiku, a Muslim. But that one can still be your old bobo. It be like say the whole thing is not adding up anymore. Are you with me? It got to a stage that Rufai said that Peter Obi is about to start religious war. Traditionally in northern Nigeria, they believe that everybody is Muslim in northern Nigeria. In fact, when they say northern Nigeria, they forget that the people in the middle belt part of Nigeria, right? They are not northerner. They are not northerners. But politically, they continue to pronounce them as northerners. Now that the report coming from the old places are now coming, and it's not what they expected. It's not for Atiku. It's not for Tinubu. Kaduna, where Kaduna Little Finger is coming from, is on fire already. No joke, politically. So El Rufai will need real state resources like the police, the military, the thugs, money, and every other thing to be able to perform the same jihadist he did, the jihadi he did in 2019. So if you don't understand why they are crying, I am just giving you the insight into why every one of them is crying. And the only way their cries could make any sense is to leverage on your own sufferings. But I don't think that is working. So the last is going to be, let's start chaos, let's start problem, so that they can, there is no election. That work in the favor of the likes of El Rufai as well. All this work in his favor. That's where they said the tequila comes from. The numbers are not adding up. El Rufai came out and he said, Tinubu want to start, Obi want to start religious war by waking up the Christians in northern Nigeria. Now they are waking up. Communities and all of that. You know what he said? Is it those Christian communities who are like fringes? Are those the one that will make him president? He cannot get 25% in more than 16 states. Why is he saying all of that to somebody that is not a threat? To somebody that doesn't have any structure? To somebody that doesn't have any House of Rep, governor, or Senate, or anything? It's because the numbers are not adding up. Let's push it there, okay? The numbers are not adding up. And if things continue like this, the rage that people will have against APC, is not going to be benefited by Atiku. You know something? From this STS poll that they released just yesterday, it showed that Peter Obi is not just taking you obedient, you are already there, Abi. Peter Obi is taking Atiku's voters who are traditional. You know, when they will say PDP, we are PDP. Like we are not, no matter what, we are PDP. You know, all those kind of people. They said, and this ones will tell you that we are APC. Come rain, come sunshine. Their poll has now shown that Obi is not gaining just frustrated Nigerians who are like not in any political party. Is actually gaining people who are supposed to be PDP, APC too in northern Nigeria. And that is shocking. So they are now trying to cook together a propaganda that Obi want to divide northern Nigeria. Is making the Christians to go against the Muslims. Baba, that too is not working. So what do you think will be next? Violence now. Let's scatter everything. Let's burn everybody down. Christians hate Muslim. Southern Nigeria, Igbos hate Northerners. Very soon it's going to be more religious, more tribal, and they're going to put some of these blames at the doorsteps of the Igbos. I am saying this because it is also a fact. You won't believe it. Have you ever seen anybody in APC, Egbekegbe, from northern Nigeria, openly, speak the heel of Atiku? I haven't seen. But have you seen so many of them who have said a lot of things about Tinubu from northern Nigeria? Whether as a member of APC or PDP, when they are talking about Tinubu, have you seen them from northern Nigeria when they speak about Tinubu, ill of him? Do you see horrible things they say about him, right? Have you ever seen anybody from northern Nigeria, whether in APC, that said anything against Atiku since this whole drama started? Anything at all, like what they have said about Tinubu? Right. Have you ever seen, or have you noticed, or you're going to deny that you haven't noticed the barrage of how everything they talk about, or anything that goes on, even within APC or PDP, they always look for a way to drop it on the Igbos? Have you noticed that too? Maybe you haven't. Buhari is the cause of all of this happening to you. He is the one in charge. He is the one. Okay? But he's from northern Nigeria. Okay? So when they want to speak, if they are from APC, what they are now doing is that they are now two things. I'll tell you. The first one, Emefiole from Delta State, is now called an Igbo of IPOB, who is doing everything to destroy APC. It was Emefiole that took Naira from 200 Naira to 800 Naira. This is what APC is saying right now. Wait, it's called who can you use as the scapegoat? And I've told you this many times, okay? Even when Fulani and Hausas are fighting themselves, in the course of them explaining why they are fighting, they will find a way of blaming an Igbo for it. You haven't noticed that in Nigeria politics at all? Sure. Don't worry. You will learn it. So, Emefiole printed 22 trillion Naira and gave it to Buhari. But Igbo man should be blamed. An Igbo man with the name Unewi. They put together all the scrap metals that he just bought from everywhere, packing them all together to ship them to his own, to his buyer in another city, or the one that just received his container that he paid for through his nose, after passing through all the rigged, corrupt system in Nigeria, and now he just took delivery in Onitsha, but he's been blamed for the decision that Emefiole made in Abuja for Buhari, but Buhari is not being touched. Nigeria is poor, Emefiole. Oh, Emefiole spent a 1.4 trillion naira on an Anchor's Borrowers program only for Emefiole to display paddy rice. But Buhari went there to commission it. A lot of them went there to take pictures. That's why I said a lot of horrible things they have done to you. Okay? They are going to speak of them, expose themselves, but you, if you are not smart enough, you will get caught up in it. Yoruba, Igbo, this or that, and the rest, you will get caught up in it, because that is going to be the last baton. Now, no, they say the last stick, I've been a cane that breaks the camel's back. Everything works for somebody like me like that. Yeah, the chaos that they have bottled up, the madness that they have been kicking down the road like a can, you will eventually pick it up soon. Soon. That's what I feel like. So Emefiole is being blamed for the wrecked Nigeria economy, the indebtedness of Nigeria. Are you with me? And they said he has been misleading Buhari all this while, because everything happening to Nigeria, right? They are not APC policies. Really? 2 weeks to election, 14 days to election. After 7.5 years, I beg, what is it? 365 days times 7. If 300 days is 2,100 days, 300 days times 7 years, that's 2,100 days, Abi. 65 times 7 years. That's where the problem goes. Shabo, shall I do the round figure? You realize that you are looking at about 2,700 days. 2,700 days. They were praising Buhari and they were telling you to endure. They said change takes time. Change takes time. When they milk you and you are nearly dead, they switch to next devil. At the end of the next devil, now they are looking back and saying, okay, everything that happened is not our policy. It's not even Buhari's policy. It was misled. By who? By Emefiole. The second one is the intentional mentioning of Tunde Sabiu. So that you think that Tunde Sabiu they are mentioning is a Yoruba man. So that when they want to deal with everybody in northern Nigeria for why Tinubu failed to win, or why Atiku failed to win, they can say Yorubas and the Igbos are the ones who did. You have see, this is not conspiracy theory. I'm not giving you conspiracy theory. I am giving you a perfect description of what is likely going to happen if you follow the trend of what these guys are already putting in place. It's all said. You can see it. Except if you are denying it. In 2011, the contest was between Buhari, Goodluck Egberejo Lantan, and who else? Atiku. Was it Atiku or Ribadup? Sorry, who was a candidate of ACN then? Was it Atiku or Ribadup? I can't remember. Either of them, Sha. Now, when the election was all done, for Bauchi, they started killing youth corpers. Youth corpers who worked for INEC. Right? They worked for INEC and they were accused of being infidel Southerners that rigged the election for Egberejo Lantan. Before we blink like this, 470 something. Before we blink, boom, boom, 3 times. They don't kill over 470 something people. From Bauchi to Kebbi to Gombe. They slaughter people. They say there's rigged election for Egberejo Lantan. So if I'm telling you that if they are setting the stage, they are already setting the stage for what is likely going to eventually happen if they lose. So that, like Dele Mumudu said, they are setting the stage for something that is going to be in the future. It doesn't really matter if you don't see it that way. Okay, don't worry yourself. But the point I'm making is that I would love to see their desperation get out of control. You know, when you are so desperate and you lose control, Omo, there is no what do you call it, level of mistakes that will never come with desperate people who have always been so comfortable in making people's life miserable. So the fear of being miserable push them, or we push them to display their frustration. Their open display of their frustration will make them messian, make more mistakes, and make the mess of the whole thing. And the end result, you will break up Nigeria to save lives. I told you, the script is written. The criminals, it's like a bubble. Everybody's getting in, and the bubble is expanding, is expanding, is expanding, is expanding. Soon it's going to burst. When it bursts, sometimes you should learn their landing. Okay? So one of the things that worries them, I picked this up. Igboro ti daru already, yeah? But this, if children could vote.
If you know you want Tinubu to be the president of Nigeria, raise up your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, thank you. Hands down. If you know that you want Atiku to be the president of Nigeria, raise up your hand. Oh, Jesus. Okay. If you want Peter Obi to be the president of Nigeria, raise up your hand.
If children could vote. On the last count, I have something to show you. So again, there is going to be a sort of a collection of all our activities, okay? My time is almost up, and I want to take calls. I hope I will take calls, okay? However, the team called the Yoruba Union, for what we do, we don't just talk about the problems. We are doing our best to also help, in a way, reduce the pains that Nigeria is actually making our people pass through. We don't have much, but we are grateful to everybody who put their resources together. Indeed, especially to support our back to school program. I'll take you to Ibadan. I have shown you that we've been to Pobe, we've been to Yewa North, and we've reached out to people that have been that are victims of the Fulani terrorism in Yoruba land, and they were so grateful to see us, and we promised that we're going to see them again. However, we went to other schools. You remember we are supposed to take care of 10,000 school children in Yoruba land. Yes, that's actually our plan. And indeed, we have started. So far, so good. The last time we were in Ibadan. I'll show you that. Don't go anywhere. Don't change it. Just relax and watch this to let you know what, where is our advocacy taking us? Where have we been? And why is this even happening? Right? Sit back and watch this, please.